And welcome back. I am Fiorella, and I am here today with Madeline Kelly Merritt from Public Bank LA. She's also part of Revolution LA, and she and many other activists have been fighting really hard for Charter Amendment B. And I'm going to have her explain to you all exactly what that is and why you should vote for it. Thanks, Maddie, for being here.
You're welcome. So yeah, everyone who is out there watching who might be wondering about what Charter Amendment B is, this is a ballot measure on your ballot if you vote in the city of Los Angeles. So it's a citywide measure, and what Measure B is doing is removing the legal obstacle for the city to create its own public municipal bank. So that is what Measure B is, and us here at Public Bank LA, Divest LA, really hope that we earn your endorsement and all of you vote yes on B.
So how would this actually be different than a regular bank, Maddie, for people who don't know? How would it actually help the city itself and putting back money into the hands of the people?
Yeah, so a public bank is a alternative to Wall Street investment banks. Currently, our tax dollars are held in accounts run by big Wall Street banks such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, and they charge us for the favor of keeping our money. So every year we pay $170 million in fees alone for these big Wall Street banks to keep our tax dollars in their accounts. On the other hand, they get to invest that money however they like and keep the profits from our tax base without passing along any of the profits to us as a city. So what we want to do is have more democratic control over what our tax dollars are invested in. And more importantly, we want to have access to profits that are made off of our tax base. So by bringing it over to our tax dollars over to a public bank, we can accomplish both of those things. We can have a democratic process which controls what these banks could invest in the first place. We also get to earn profits and extend ourselves lower interest loans so that we can actually expand the capacity of our city to pay for the things that we need.
Right. So in this way, the public bank would act in a way as putting money back into the city, allowing for more nonprofit like nonprofit issues to be pushed forward regarding the working class, people, poor people, and maybe like education towards anything else that could actually help the struggling in LA, right? Because there's a lot of people that are struggling. So it would also probably help first time buyers. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, there's sorts of things that we could do with this public bank and the profits that we earn from it. Essentially, it'd be opening revenue stream for the city that hasn't existed before, because the status quo here in Los Angeles and across the country has been for Wall Street to continually extract from the tax base and earn profits off of our dollars, our public dollars. So we're simply trying to change the status quo and bring about an opportunity for our city to create profit for the people rather than being continually extracted upon by Wall Street banks who have shown time and time again they don't care about people or planet. In terms of specific policies, those are all things that we could come up with together in terms of what the city pours excess profits into, what kind of public works projects they create, what kind of access they might give to capital for low income and traditionally anti-capitalized areas of our community. We could, do all sorts of things, low interest student loans. We could actually develop affordable housing that the city owns itself rather than always have to rely on developers to do this. And we could transition our city's infrastructure away from fossil fuel-based infrastructures to renewable. So, I mean, the possibilities are truly endless with what we could do. And, when folks ask folks on the left, so how do we pay for it? Well, one of the main answers could be by transitioning to public banks and actually allowing the city to make profit for itself.
Exactly. That covers a lot of issues. So how is this different from a credit union, and who would be the people in charge of this sort of system? Because it's only been done in a few states, I believe. who would be the people in charge, and how would we, assure that everything's going accordingly?
Yeah, so the only other example of a public bank in the United States is actually the Bank of North Dakota. Mm-hmm. And they were founded by a group of farmers that were really upset with capital's controlling of subsidies in the farming market back in the early 1900s. And they've proven themselves to be extremely successful for the financial crisis, and they have a higher credit rating than JP Morgan Chase. And they do this because they're fiscally conservative, right? They're looking to make a profit, but they also keep in mind risk because they aren't just dealing with a private enterprise, but the tax base of their constituents. So the bank would be run, and this is a little bit further down the line after we get a yes on B, but our idea about how the bank would be run would be with, financial experts, bankers running the bank with certain priorities that are dictated by people. So having folks from the community, civilian representatives there to say, mandate and dictate some of the goals. Some of the things we care about the most are things that the bank won't invest in, which ideally written in the charter, we would say that the bank would not invest in fossil fuel extraction. The bank would not invest in weapons manufacture, and the bank would not invest in private prisons and detention centers. That eliminates some things, but that leaves a whole world of things that are positive for our community the bank could invest in and earn money off of. The Bank of North Dakota has shown this to be a really great model, and we would probably emulate some of their structure, as well as the structures of the banks in Germany, the public banks called the Sparkassen, in order to develop a system of management that's both fiscally responsible and still has participation from the people, so democratic participation.
Awesome. And what opposition, if any, have you all faced? I mean, there's a lot of opposition to Proposition 10. So what have you guys faced, and how are you dealing with that?
Well, of course, we have a natural sort of opponent, and that is Wall Street banks and kind of the financial institutions, the status quo financial institutions who would love to keep, their revenue streams, not only from Los Angeles, but if this idea takes hold, we could potentially have cities and states across the country transitioning to this model. So they are our opponents, and they're pretty much the only opponents that have stepped forward. We've been really lucky in that I don't think they took us seriously. We've been a completely grassroots, all volunteer movement. We don't have a paid staffer. We've run this campaign completely off of volunteer hours. And we weren't even raising funds until 3 weeks ago because we didn't have the legal status to do so. I think they just figured that they could plant that hit piece by the LA Times and then walk away, and that would be enough to get a no vote. Mm-hmm. But they really drastically underestimated us, and we've managed to utilize our relationships and the true grassroots coalition building that we've been working tirelessly on for the last year to get a lot of support in our favor in these last couple of weeks. And so we're really hopeful that we will get a victory tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks like you guys are doing really well as far as the polls are concerned. So I wish you the best of luck. I know today is busy for all of us trying to get out the vote, especially for these propositions. So I thank you and wish you the best of luck. And I will be voting yes on public bank. And again, I will see you at the polls or at the election party tomorrow. Thank you very much, Manny.
Can't wait to see you. Thanks so much for your support. And everyone out there, feel free to check out publicbankla.com. We're also on Facebook at Public Bank LA and Instagram. This truly is a grassroots coalition, a people-powered movement. So if you do want to get involved, there is have you fighting the good fight with us here in LA.
Thank you for the work. Thank you, Maddie.
All right, you too. Bye, sis.
Bye.
Hey, if you liked our video and want to support independent media, please like, share, and subscribe below.
Yeah, we have a Facebook, a Twitter, a YouTube, and coming soon, fam, we're going to be on Roku.
Take it easy, fam. And if you have any change to spare, Please subscribe to our Patreon below to keep us going.
Yes, anything would help with that.
Thanks again for watching. Convo out.